This is a Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and today we're here at the 2016 Vans Warped Tour with Against the Current. Chrissy?
Yes.
Dan. Will.
Anything you put online essentially does 1 million views or more. So how are you dealing with the fame?
I just do the same things I've always done. I think it's really easy for people to let it go to their heads, but I think the one thing with us is that we're just so inherently like ourselves. Like we're so just honestly who we are that nothing's changed. We just do what we like. We like the same things and we do the same things. So just kind of let that all exist separately, but don't let it affect us as people.
How supportive were your parents of your music career?
We're awesome. We have awesome families, and they've always supported us. They bought us our first equipment. They would drive us to band practice. They would come to the shows, and when we were playing those local shows where you had to sell 25 tickets, they would buy the 25 tickets when we didn't have any other friends to buy them. So we're really lucky, and they come to every show whenever we're on the East Coast. Dan's parents just flew out to the UK to see us play, so they're really supportive.
Now, why is it important for you to be appearing on the Warped Tour stage?
I think for us, it's just that we haven't really toured with a lot of other bands that much yet. So for us, we're making a lot more friends, and we're getting to meet a lot of people, and we're getting a lot of really invaluable experience.
So Will, tell me how you met Chrissy.
How I met Chrissy? Well, me and Dan we've been playing in bands together since 3rd grade, pretty much. So, we met Chrissy through a mutual friend of ours 5 years ago because it was just us left. So we're well, we want to form a new band, so we need a dope singer. So we met her through a friend of ours. Then we kind of just linked up. We went to her house one day and just sat down and just kind of jammed on acoustic guitar. And we're oh, this is awesome, sweet. And then it was just unspoken kind of. We were a band already, but we never really talked about it. And then eventually we were okay, came up with a band name and all that. So
now the fact that you had already been performing by yourself with an acoustic guitar for so many years, and I know you had a desire to have a full band around you, but how did you decide who was going to be worthy to be in a band with you?
Like Will said, it was one of those things where we just literally met and started jamming, and it worked. It was one of those things.
And did you guys feel worthy?
I don't know. I guess so.
I think we all feel we're pretty much on an equal plane of existence. We're all bring our own thing to the table, and it all kind of balances out. I brought the voice, and they brought everything else. So it's just I don't know if I was worthy.
Will, when you see what has happened to No Doubt, doesn't that keep you up at night thinking that someday she may become the next Gwen Stefani?
I mean, that'd be great. What's wrong with that?
And then you're out of work.
Well, that would suck. Find something to do, I guess.
And then Dan, what about you?
I don't know. I mean, good for her, I guess. Yeah.
Could you see yourself being a solo artist?
As of right now, Against the Current is my priority. It's all of our passion, it's all of our dream, and it's the only thing that we see and the only thing that we're pursuing. So no, I would never leave these guys.
Now tell me about the songwriting process. Who here is it, that songwriting team? It's you?
All of us.
All of you?
All of us equally songwrite. All of us equally do everything in the band, pretty much. It's a very equal third division of the entire Against the Current entity.
So then that means legally you guys all own 25 cents of the logo, or the brand, correct?
There's 3 of us, so 33.
33, okay, cool.
Well, Dan owns 34.
Yeah.
Dan owns
No, he owns 33.34.
Oh, 34.
Yeah.
Tell me about what motivates your lyrics.
Just reality, the world around us. Everything that I write about is just, things that are happening and things that we know. We just very genuine with everything.
Have you ever known suffering?
I mean, I think everyone has to some extent.
How would you define it?
I don't know. Maybe use the dictionary. I don't know. It's suffering is however it applies to you, I guess. It's just the art, the act of being in pain or something. I don't know.
So what adversities have you had to overcome to get where you are today?
I mean, we obviously have to overcome the YouTube stigma because we did a lot on the YouTube world, and then obviously just being a girl in a band is its own kind of realm of being. But we've kind of just ignored all that and just trucked forward ahead, and not really acknowledged it, just said basically, whatever, you can throw these hurdles at us, we're literally just going to walk around them and keep going.
I just think it's odd when I hear vocalists, female vocalists, still saying that females are being marginalized in this industry, because it seems so passé to me.
I mean, especially in the band world, there's just this many females to this many males. It's just a fact, I don't feel like anyone's kind of discouraged me just for being a female, but it's just the fact of the matter is there's a lot less of us than there are of men, and why? Females are naturally taken less seriously in the music industry. I've had it. People sometimes talk to me like I'm an absolute idiot. Like you don't know things about gear, you don't know things about this, and maybe I don't, maybe I do, but it doesn't matter. You shouldn't assume that I don't just because I'm a female.
Well, I'd have to say that I think you're a genius, and I think you're probably one of the most talented women on this tour.
Thank you.
And what you've created is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Are you blown away, the whole Fueled by Ramen deal and touring the world, Indonesia, the Philippines?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the moment, it just kind of feels right, because from day one we kind of always saw ourselves doing this. We're just very confident, and this was always the end goal. It was kind of there's nothing else, we gotta go big, we gotta do it. So it's one of those things where you take a step back and you really appreciate it, and you understand the magnitude of everything we've done, and it's incredible.
How important is fame to you, and could you live without it?
Yeah, of course we could live without it. I think the most important thing to us is longevity. Sometimes fame is, just one of those things where it's one can't necessarily exist without the other. It's fame to what extent? Because some people right now tell us we're famous, and to us, we're not famous. We don't walk into a mall and people don't lose their shit. They're not oh my God, but there are places that they do, and there are situations where people do recognize us. So it's to us, we're not famous, but to some people we are. So it's one of those things. It's what do you even define as fame?
How does the ultimate vision of your success of Against the Current, what does that look like to you in your mind? Are you there?
Are we there now?
Yeah.
No, it's a continuous process. I mean, this is just the beginning for us. So ultimately, it's just we want a career that, like I said, has longevity. We want to be able to exist and keep making records, but maybe not have to tour 24/7, but just have a long-lasting career.
Now, were you guys raised as Christians, or with no religion at all?
We were all raised, and we were all baptized and received communion.
Okay, so you're Catholic.
Yeah.
So what do you think of what's going on in the world today? Are you frightened by it?
Yeah, it's terrifying. It's terrifying for us as well, because we tour a lot, and we're in a lot of these places where so many of these terrible things are happening a lot of the time. We went and played a show in Paris 2 months after the Eagles of Death Metal concert happened. So for us, we're always kind of on our guard, and it's always an extra, we're putting ourselves in extra harm's way more than the average person even is. But yeah, it is terrifying. We don't know where it's going to go, but I think also the world just has a natural cycle of ups and downs, and maybe we're on a down right now, and hopefully soon the bottom will hit and we'll be able to rise.
I love the optimism. Apparently you know a lot about makeup, and your makeup looks amazing.
Thank you.
I'm a professional makeup artist also, so I want to get your rundown of what your makeup must-haves are, and if you can name the brands, that'd be great.
Right.
And okay, let's start off with foundation.
I love the Dior Nude Tint, I think it's called, because you only need a few drops, and it gives you a really flawless look on your face without being too heavy or covering, really.
Okay, powder.
The Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder.
Okay.
Translucent.
Liquid eyeliner.
I use the Makeup Forever. I use Makeup Forever singles usually. I make my own palette.
Okay, lipstick.
Right now I've been using the Kat Von D liquid lips, also the NYX liquid lips, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
How does the Kat Von D liquid lips compare to the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick?
I've never used the Jeffree Star ones.
Because some of them do crumple after a while, from what I've heard.
I've actually had no problem with the Kat Von D ones. I've used a lot of liquid lips before, and I've had ones that get cakey and dry and bally throughout the day, and these ones actually don't do it at all for me.
Okay.
But everyone's different.
Eyebrows.
I use the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow.
Okay, and then moisturizer.
I think I use I forget which one it is, but it's from Fresh Cosmetics. It's whatever the youth one is.
If you could be endorsed by any cosmetic or skincare brand, what would it be?
Makeup Forever.
That's thebomb.com. So what's next for you?
We're going on the In Our Bones World Tour. It's for our debut record, and it's our first run around the world with our record out.
The Blairing Out Show.